Hey, how are you all? Hopefully you can hear me. This is all working. We're here in Alaska, me and Bob, and we've got a nice little plane here camouflaged against the Alaskan background. It's a Savage Cub. We're in Alaska and we're going to go on a bear hunt. So we're going to be looking for some bears, some grizzly bears, which we've got a point on the map where we think they might be. But we're going to head off. Yeah, going to have a look, see if we can see some. So I chose a green one for the X-Cub because, hey, bears can't see green. I'm making that up, but it would be good if they couldn't. Let's go. So it's early in the morning. It's about, what time is it, Bob? Bob says about 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So we're literally going to take off from this strip of grass. Alright, and then we're going to head off, and we're going to head southeast. And we're going to go down and see where the bears are. Now, no promises, right? Oh, dearie me. No promises if we can't see the bears. I didn't promise you bears, I said we were going on a bear hunt. Hunting means we might not find any. Fingers crossed they're out here somewhere. And Bob assures me that she was here last week and she's seen a shed load of bears. There's not really a lot happening here, to be honest with you. It's very, what would you call it? Flat? not a huge amount of stuff to see, but we've got to get to the bears. We've got to head down southwest out of Alaska and then down across the Bristol Bay, just hovering along the Bristol Bay, and we're going to go down and see if we can see the bears. So I need you guys to shout them out if you can see them, because there's a couple of things. One, I'm trying not to crash, always difficult in this thing. Two, I'm looking for the bear. Well, they're not here yet, and also then I'm trying to give you the nice camera angles. So this is a beautiful spot. Look at this. I mean, there's not a lot here, but wow. Now, I actually was tweaking the simulator earlier on, so I've got some really nice frame rates. Oh, there's a bear. Can you hear it? That could be my dog. I'm going to tell my dog to stop being a pain. This is what happens when you bring a dog in the cabin. You can easily hear like the live chatter. I've got real live chatter switched on. So that's actually Anchorage air traffic control. Okay, so we're basically about 2,000 feet up, and we're doing about 100 knots. And I'm just going to throttle back a little bit because the engine's labouring. Yeah, and so we're going to head out. I don't know if you know anything about bears. I've been doing a little bit of research. This is going to be almost like the National Geographic. I did not realise that bears in the wild live for about 25 years. Yes. You thought David Attenborough knew everything, but he doesn't. I know a few things too. So yeah, bears live about 25 years, and they are mammals, obviously, which means they give birth to live young. And they're omnivores. I didn't realise that about grizzly bears. I thought they were carnivores. No, grizzly bears are actually omnivorous. So the main diet is basically fruit and stuff like that. Although you could tell that to that Timothy bloke who was eaten by a bear. Maybe they were just having an off day. I don't know. Could be. Did you ever see that doco? Jesus wept. It gave me nightmares. I hope they never ever release the tape of him getting mauled to death by bears. What the hell was that guy's last name? Timothy something or other. It was the maddest documentary, Grizzly Man or something like that it was called. He basically, he decided that you just have to watch it. It's absolutely batshit crazy. So basically, he went to live with these bears with his girlfriend, or I think she was visiting him at the time. And anyway, he was all into these bears, and he was loving the bears. And oh hey bear, how you doing bear? And of course, all the bears that he knew were relatively friendly, as bears can be. And then in the winter or whenever it was, the bears were like, you know what, I'm feeling a bit peckish. These a few bears that he didn't know, because he had names for them all. He was mad as a box of frogs. And basically, this one bear came down from, I don't know what it was, the bear woods or his bear den, and he was starving hungry, and he ate him in the most horrific fashion, and chomped on his girlfriend as well, which was pretty mental. And apparently he was filming it, right? So the camera fell over, but he carried on recording his final moments and her final moments. And in the documentary, the guy says, "Look, I never want anybody to have to hear this." I mean, Jesus, brother, being eaten by a bear. Yeah, oh God, I can't think of any. Well, there's a lot of things worse, but actually being mauled to death by a bear. What a way to go. And these things, if they stand up, they're over 6 foot tall. Massive. There's a power in it. Anyway, we will land if anybody spots the bears, but we will not be getting out, and I will not be starting the video camera rolling, and my girlfriend will not be getting out either. So just to let you know in case you thought you were watching this and hoping that someone's going to get eaten. It's not that kind of stream. Hey! Say hello in the chat if you're here. Give us a shout. Don't really know if anybody's watching, but if you are, welcome. We're in Alaska at the moment, me and Bob. You can see Bob there. It's a beautiful morning, and we're looking for bears. And at the moment, we're just passing on the right-hand side, Saltwater Lagoon. So here in Alaska, I'm just sort of skimming really. I'm going to do Big Fish Lake, which is what you'll see in a moment. So I'm going to come down a little bit lower, and we'll get a ganders of the Big Fish Lake. See if there's any big fish in there. I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest it's probably not, but that is a real lake. So we're in the X Cub, I think it's called. Yep, the X Cub. It's a cool plane actually. I like it. Easy to fly and easy to land. Very forgiving as well, which is good for me because I normally land like a pancake. So Alaska, hey, look at it. There's so much going on. Seriously, right, there's literally no vegetation, so if somebody can't spot the bears now, there's not going to be a better time to see them. There literally is nothing for miles around, so maybe I should have come in a little bit closer to the bears. Oh, I'm getting a warning, what's that all about? We're over speeding. Anyway, listen, you probably can hear some live chatter. That's from Anchorage. It's not live. When I say live, it's real air traffic control from Anchorage. It's called FS Chat, and if you've been following any of the streams, you'll notice how I try and put that on. It makes it a little bit more realistic. But yeah, it's got a bit of turbulence here. Put your seatbelts on, Bob. It's getting a bit bumpy. Hope anybody who's listening can actually hear me, and I've got the mic switched on. I tend to do really silly stuff like not have the microphone switched on, or yesterday I streamed for 10 minutes and I had the big welcome screen on, so hey, it's a learning curve, isn't it? And I'm getting there, I'm just learning. So I can't honestly say that Alaska is the most exciting place, but it is beautiful. Jesus wept, what if you lived out here? Oh my god, I bet the Wi-Fi is absolutely rubbish. Alright, I'm going to come down a little bit. There is... No, that's not Big Fish Lake. That isn't even a lake, is it? God, it looks... Oh, well, who knows? Big maps, so... I will go over Big Fish Lake. Just to say you've seen it, right? Because you won't want to miss it. There it is. Big Fish Lake. Looks a lot like every other lake. Have to be honest with you. What's that then? That's Little Fish Lake. No, I'm just making it up. Big Fish Lake. No, that can't be it. Oh no, it's not. I'm talking about my rear end. That is just a little lake. But we're on. Oh, I think that's it a bit further out here. Is that water? It's quite hard to tell. Big maps, basically. So I would assume is that like a swamp or something? Do you get swamps in Alaska? Don't know. Anyway, there's Big Fish Lake. But I haven't seen a house or any sign of habitation for the last 10 minutes. So it is pretty remote. And we're going to head over to those mountains in a minute. So we're going to climb up over there. And that's where the bears are. So this is Big Fish Lake. We're coming up to it now. If you can contain your excitement. Mountains look cool. So let's have a little look. It's pretty basic. Actually, this one does have some cool features. It has got an autopilot. A lot of these tail draggers don't have an autopilot. So I could actually just push the autopilot button and go make a cup of tea. Anybody want a cup of tea? I could do with a cup of tea. Alright, this is Big Fish Lake. Not that. Don't be ridiculous. There. Looks like it's frozen over. If you see any bears, let me know. So we're keeping our eyes open. for real bears. I'm not even kidding you. There actually are in the game. There's about 6 or 7 different species of wildlife or fauna that you can find. I've got bears. What else? There's elephants, flamingos. There's geese, I think. There's a couple of other things as well. There's 2 types of bears. Giraffes. So yeah, you can actually find them in the game, and we're actually today looking for bears, grizzly bears, or as the Latin name suggests, Ursus arctos horribilis. Yeah, I'm reading off of Wikipedia, but no, that's the real Latin name. Now, did you know that grizzly bears once roamed across most of western North America? That was until the European settlers and their aggressive hunting eliminated most of the population. Like most things we've done, mashed it up. The cane we saw, we pretty much mashed it up. That's human beings. Although I'm not really good with equipment, but £800 for an average sized bear. That's a lot, isn't it? £800? What's that in kilograms? I don't know. Let's go down a bit and do a bit of hopping. The good thing about this is it's quite flat, so there is a good chance that we won't hit the ground, or even if you do hit the ground, you'll bounce. So I'm going to come down a bit lower. I am quite pleased though, because I've been tweaking the PC, so I've got like much better frame rate. Sun's coming up. So when the sun comes up, bears come out. That's an old proverb I heard. Let's make that up as well. Alright. Got quite low. I like the green. It's camouflage. Like I said, bears can't see green. I've made that up as well. Look, if you've come here for the actual real life wildlife narrative, I might make a few things up. So just to let you know, do not go back to anybody you know in the pub and repeat any of the bear knowledge I've given you, because it's all rubbish. Really barefaced lies. Alright, here we go. So we're nice and low. See if I can bring it down on one wheel. You've got to take it serious, right? I shouldn't ask about trick flying. But because if I hit that, the wheels are going to... the wheels will come off. That was pretty nifty. Alright, let's see. Well, we're not too far away actually. Not too far. I reckon we're a good, maybe... What does it say? I'll show you the map, right? Here's the map. VFR map. Isenbeck. That's where we're heading off to. So I'll just show you on the VFR map. I'll zoom in a bit. So yeah, so we're not far away. Just under the ridge of this mountain, I think, is where they all are. So if you've got any binoculars, now's the time to pull them out. And if you see the bears, please in the chat let me know, because there's a really good chance I'm going to fly right past them. So if you're in the chat, say hello, give me a nod, a like, a follow, whatever, just to say that you're there and I'm not talking to myself. It's pretty good yesterday. I managed to have at least 5 people follow my stream, which was really good. I'll take 5. Basically I started with 1, so that was probably my dad. So if you've just joined us, we are in Alaska, the most boring place on earth by the looks of things, but my friends, there is going to be bears, and that is what we're doing. Me and Bob. I'll show you Bob. Bob's here too, in the back. She doesn't say very much, but she's a proper talisman. Look at her there. Loves it. She's got the sandwiches. And Bob loves bears, so that's why we're here today, looking for the bears. And we're not far off actually, so if you look at the VFR map, I'll concentrate a little bit more instead of talking. I haven't seen, since we took off, I haven't seen one house. So this place is pretty remote. But if you see the bears in the chat, shout out. There's a really good chance I'll fly right past them. We've got a little bit to go. I think they're at the base of this hill. So if you've just joined, you missed my amazing story about bears. And that, I don't know if anybody's seen that documentary. There was a documentary, it was called Grizzly Man or something. Anybody seen that? Oh my God. That gave me nightmares. That bloke Timothy, I don't know if you've seen it, he basically befriended all these bears until one of them ate him. And it was actually filmed, so he filmed it, he had his video camera on this remote, probably around here somewhere, because let's face it, if you get bit around here, no one's coming to get you. I think a plane had to come in, and when the plane arrived, it found him all mashed up by the grizzly bears. Because what he'd done is he befriended these bears, and he'd given them all names. And he look, how's it going to end? It's only going to end one way, isn't it? Because I don't think bears actually understand that you've given them a name. And this one bear came down, and he was starving hungry. And basically, Timothy tried to befriend the bear, and the bear had other ideas, and it mashed him up. And as he was filming it, the camera fell over, and still recorded the sound of him being eaten. Him and his girlfriend, who had literally, what time to go and visit, decided that she was going to go and visit him on this weekend or whenever it was, and she got mashed up as well. So the bear ate both of them. But you watch the TV show, and you're sort of a mixture of this is like a train wreck waiting to happen. You can tell exactly what's going to happen, but there are moments in it where it's really sweet, and then you just think to yourself all along in the back of your mind, this guy's going to get eaten. I know I'm very low, but I just wanted to show you that beautiful location. Alright, so we are coming up now, looking at the map. We're not far off. I'm going to just cut back and so we're actually on one. There's somebody else up there. Hello! How are ya? Twinkly lights in the sky. 2 people. I've got I switched people's names off so it doesn't spoil the, what do you call it, the ambience. But yeah, there's 2 other people, and that must be live too. So that's 2 other players. Maybe they're looking for bears as well. All right. So if you're in the chat, say hello. I don't know if anybody's even watching. Say hi, give us a thumbs up, a like, or subscribe. Like I said, just flying around just for fun, really, just talking about bears today. Yeah. And did you know? I didn't know this earlier on. I don't know if you've just joined. I did not realise that grizzly bears were omnivores. So they basically eat plants and the odd piece of meat, like Timothy. So yeah, most of their diet is bears. Most of their diet is bears. Most of the diet is oh my god, beetles and berries. Why can't I say that? Beetles and berries. Beetles and berries. That's what they eat. Mice, if they can catch them too, I'm sure. Or humans. They can run really quick. Like I was reading somewhere. Hang on a second. But they run about. They really shift. Hang on a second. I think. Where did I read it? They can run really quick. Like about 50 kilometers an hour. 30 to 35 miles an hour. It's about 50k. Bloody hell. As long as I can run quicker than you lot. We won't get out, right? Oh, we're coming close now. So the bears, they're going to be around here somewhere, I reckon. So keep your peepers peeled for bears. I'll keep scanning. So what we'll do is when we find the bears, we'll land and I'll see how close we can get to them before they run off. Which I'm assuming is they're probably just like computer generated, they're not going anywhere. If they're anything like the elephants, they just walk through the aeroplane. But oi, suspend your belief for a little bit. We're on a mystical adventure to find bears, even computerized ones. You can almost feel the tension. Bob is literally beside herself. Look, if you look in the cockpit, look how excited she is. She is absolutely loving it. Loving the bear hunt. Alright, keep your eyes peeled because we're in bear country. If you can hear the air traffic control, that's Anchorage air traffic control. Light. Oh, is that one? Okay. I thought that was one there. Oh, don't forget it. No. I'm going to slow down a bit and bring down the flaps. I'm hoping you guys can hear that air traffic control from Anchorage. Makes it a little bit more interesting. Alright. I'm slowing down because I reckon this is pretty close to where it's going to be. I can't believe how if you're half as excited as I am. Imagine seeing bears. Better get a bit away because I think they're over this ridge. Keep your eyes peeled. Yeah, they've got me over here. They're just about clear now. You surely we're going to be able to see them. There's literally no foliage. There's no nothing. What the hell are these bears eating? Other than each other. Alrighty, do not crash now. Here we go, here we go. Keep your eyes peeled for bears. Surely we're on this bridge. Oh, we must be right over the spot where they're meant to be. What's that there? I could put the POI in, but that's cheating. They're right around here. Anybody see them? By the water, maybe? The only thing I think of is they're actually in that gully there. Sort of concentrating on there. I really don't want to cheat and put the POI up because it'd be fun just to find them. But they're definitely within what? About 300 or 400 meters of this spot. But they do move, so. Gotta be here somewhere. Come on, my little girlfriends, where are you? I'll do one more pass, and if I can't find them, I'll put a marker on. It sort of feels like cheating, but I would like to see them. Come on, where are you? I'm gonna land actually. Let's put it down here. Wait. Oh, I thought that was them. And then what is it? Okay. So the one thing I don't want to do is flip it, which is what I almost did there. So I'm just going to park it up here. Or just head back while I'm on the ground and see. I'm going to head back towards that gully because it says it definitely around here. They must be tiny. No, I'm going to just tear a drag along the floor. And then we'll go down. Let's have a look. I I think I would imagine right, they're down here in this little stream. I have got a drone as well, but it's not plugged in, and I worry if I plug the drone in to an Xbox controller, then when you move outside the plane, the whole thing craps itself. So I'm just going to drive. I'm going to drive down. I'm going to drive down the valley. What the hell? Where are they? Alright, I'm going to park it up in a minute, and then I'm going to put on the POI. I've had to concede defeat. I know they're around here somewhere. But where? Because if they're in that valley, they were hard to see. That's not them there, is it? Like, there's like a whole bunch of things on the ridge line. Can you see that? I wonder if that's them there. Hang on, I'm just going to drive up to them. That could be them in the distance. I feel bad that we've had to drive up to them. Do you know what? I think that might be them. Contain your excitement, ladies and gentlemen, because I think that might be the bears. It's going to be so worth it, especially when I hit one of them. Ah, do you know what those bears turned out to be? Trees. Alright, I'm going to concede defeat. I've taken to see some remote trees. I do feel bad about that. So, alright, let's cheat. Don't want the plane to flip over, so I'm going to park it here. What I'm going to do is go into the settings. I'm going to go to assistance. I'm going to go to navigation aids, and I'm going to turn fauna on. So what this will do is show us exactly where the bears are. Now my navigation was right. The little POI marker should appear. What? 4.38 kilometers away. Okay, let's make this interesting. I'm gonna turn it off again, and we'll go looking again. Hang on. So let's just make this a little bit. Go back, turn the assistance off. So about 4K away. That's my fault. Let's turn that off. All right, we know where they are. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm gonna do one of those amazing quick takeoffs. Hopefully not flip it over. Oh my god, this could end in tears. Uh-oh. Oof. We're up. Okay, it said 4 kilometers this way, so we'll find them this time. So I know exactly where they are, right? Well, I'll just head in this direction. And then we'll cheat again if I can't find them. Okay, let's look over the canopy. Let's do it properly. We're going to look as if we were actually flying. I wouldn't be surprised if they're down by the water. Come on, bears. Where are you? You'll definitely be able to see them, I reckon, because they'll just be dots, but they'll be moving. Four and a half kilometers. What's that there? That there? I don't think that was it. I thought that could be them over there. Let's have a look. So I thought for a second I saw them. The actual smart cam is saying they're on this ridge. Oops, sorry. I'm literally the worst bear tracker that the world has ever seen. That's not them either. Come on. This must be what it's like in real life. And you don't have a little map that shows you where they are. If they were on this part, you'd see them. But if they're in the green, it's going to be really hard to spot them. But this is roughly whereabouts. This is about 4K away, right? Alright, keep your eyes peeled now. Because I reckon they're around here somewhere. Although I did say that about half an hour ago. Come on, guys, where are you? Snow in here. I feel like I might have actually... God, it's hard to see. I'm just zigzagging. What looks to be bears could just ends up looking like tree stumps. Do you reckon it's time to put the POI on again? Okay, I'll cheat again and I will just have one last look around. I think we would have flown over them by now, right? So, let's start turning. I'll do it again. I'll cheat. I feel like a bit of a letdown, so I was really hoping we'd find them without actually cheating. So let's go. Oops, sorry. Let's go to assistance. Navigation aids and fauna markers. How far off was I? How far off was I? Are they gone? We're really that far away from them. Now the marker's not even coming up. Wow, I can't believe. I can't believe you didn't see them. And I missed them. Like even the POI's not coming on anymore. So we're either miles away from them. And yet, once we went to the VFR map, we were right there. That just doesn't make any sense at all. That's really annoying. Wow. Is that them? No. Well, that is really annoying. Can I push apply? Maybe I just didn't. Hang on a sec. Maybe I watched that out. No, it's definitely switched on, right? Why aren't they showing up? Aha! Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm just going to leave it on. Now we're going to find them. Okay, they're literally down on that white ridge line. How the hell are you supposed to find them like that? Okay. So I'm gonna land it here. That tell me they've gone again. Why did that POI just disappear? No, there they are, I can see them. I can see them. Finally! I told you. What? See? I promised you bears, and there they are. I'm going to shut the engines because I don't want them to go into the rotor. Come on, you have to admit that's pretty cool. Oh, he didn't mind, he went right through the plane. I know they're computer generated, but that's pretty sweet. He's stuck. I don't think you're meant to get this close to them. This guy, what's he doing? There you go. I promised you bears, and we found them. Now they've just stopped right by the plane. There's one more out there in the distance. What are you, my friend? You moving on, or are you staying? Taking too keen an interest in the plane. I got no food. I'm gonna start the plane up and scare them off. Alright, bears. I'll see you around. That was pretty cool. As soon as you start the plane up, they wander off. That was fun. That was good. Alright. Where should we go next? Now that we've seen the bears. I'm gonna... This is the Adamechi NB339A. This is the Italian training jet. And there's the Rocket Gibraltar, which is pretty cool. Let's have a look. So there it is. Gibraltar. And we don't need to do a cold start. We're already ready to go. You can see the engine's fired up. So what we're going to do is head out, try one carrier landing, and then I'm going to call it a day and try and get the actual this thing working again. So I'm going to give it some throttle. You can see the nose start to dip down. Release the parking brake. Give it takeoff thrust. Try and keep it on the center line whilst giving you a nice view of the rock. Then I'll lose control. I can't do both. I can't do both. Let's go. Alright, gears up, flaps up. Ease the throttle off before you start shaking. Hop over that. And then we're going to head out to the carrier. And I'll try and land it. Nice calm day, just a couple of puffy clouds. There's the carrier, you can just see it over Bob's left shoulder. So looking inside, I'm just going to bring down, so I just need to see that. So we're doing 300 knots, way too fast. So I'm going to just ease back a little bit. So if you look at the knots, next to where it says salvo jets and above that, that's speed. And we're at 250. So that yellow line just below there at 140, that's the landing speed. So I'm just going to bank it around. Don't want to come in too steep because that aircraft carrier, the actual deck is slanted from right to left. And if you come at it straight on, you're just going to come flying off the edge. So I'm gonna check with Bob that everything's okay. See if he's gripping her hands on the radar and on the what do you call that thing? She's just watching. There's the carrier. I love this jet so much. I don't know what those little. I'd be really interested to know what those little bauble bits on the end are. Like fuel tanks or something, or just what do they do? There you can see the Rocket Gibraltar in the background. Still loading up. And while it's loading up, it does cause a few glitches. Right, Bob, we're going to start our approach. Yes, I copy. Alright, I've messed this up, so I was trying to get you some nice camera shots. Where's the camera? Oh, we're way high. Alright, I'm going to bring the speed brakes down. This is not how you do it, but you should be able to see there. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay. I'm going to bring the gear down. Make sure that we're not. I find it really hard to gauge where you are with the water. Alright, keeping that view. Now we're getting some real. Oh, this approach is terrible, but I'm going to go for it anyway. So we're at 150 knots. This is not how you do it, by the way. So I'm just holding it on the throttle. This could go anywhere. Ooh. Okay, put your bets on now as to whether this is going to work or not. So I'm 160 knots, I need 140 to catch that wire on this, right on the front of the deck. There's an arrestor wire. Height's too high and the approach is awful. So I'm going to try and do what you shouldn't do. This would have been a go around for sure. I need that wire, come on. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that was the worst. That was absolutely the worst. I'm laughing because like I just heard them ripping up my Top Gun application. So it's not real laughing, it's just tears. So do you know what? Let's cheat even worse. Let's start here. Start here. Set as departure. Why do I have to be so high? I have to start here. Set as departure, and then let's cheat. Set as arrival. All right. So I've got to drop down 7,000 feet. Watch this. Fingers crossed. That was probably the worst landing in the history of this game. FlightSim, right? I'm used to flying this thing, this little Skyhawk. It's easy to land. The jets are bloody hard. Okay, this time I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. I'm gutted I can't get the F-15. It's really annoyed me, especially as it was like $40. Ugh, annoying. Alright, tell me. Oh Christ, how high? Well, that's not where I wanted to start, was it? Oh, for the love of God. Oh, that's just nonsense. Where the hell did I just put the carrier? Any answers on a postcard if you can see the carrier? I've got no throttle and I've got the speed brakes on and I've got the flaps on so I don't overspeed, but I'm just trying very hard to lose the altitude. Oh, this game's so annoying. Where's the carrier? What's that? Hang on. Aha! Okay, behind these clouds, or in that cloud bank. Okay, look at my amazing navigating skills. It's all happening now. So I'm just going to try and not overspeed. I've got the brakes on, the flaps up, just leading off 4,000, 3,000, 2,000, and I'm still only doing 280. Jesus, clouds are low. Where's the carrier gone? I thought it was the carrier earlier, and it was a fly I'd squished on the screen. There it is. Alright, we're a long way out. But this is the moment our luck changes. Okay, I got a good feeling about this one. It's going to happen. So yeah, if you are still watching and you give us a like or a thumbs up, I appreciate it. I do sometimes feel like I'm talking to myself. We're in Gibraltar and I'm trying carrier landings. I have to be honest with you, it's not great. I've already written off one jet. Wasn't my fault, to be honest with you. I thought I saw someone I knew, so that's why I crashed. That's my excuse. Alright, so we've got a nice long run up this time. I'm still miles off. Oh, this is harder than it looks. I'm trying to juggle the camera. Alright, this time it's going to happen. I'm going to land this. If I land it, you will owe me $1,000. Alright? But if I don't, well, we'll see. Okay. Let's switch this off because I've got visual. Now, this is so far away, I can't even tell whether we're... That just looks like a big black blob. Come on, baby. Alright. Here we go with the gears. Down. Throttle back. We're at 170. That looks like I've come in at the wrong angle. Have I? That's still there. No? I think. I'll zoom in and see. Oh my god. Okay, I see what I've done here. I'm gonna have to come around. That map lied to me. They've moved. The carrier's moved. It's moved. And I won't hear anything saying anything different. It moved during the night. Without telling me. Which is understandable. The amount of damage I did the last time I came in. Alright. Come on in. Here we go. Here we go. Wing and a prayer. Wing and a prayer. You see how tight Bob is gripping onto the side of that thing? She's not having a bar of it. I swear, Bob, I'm going to do it this time. Okay. So just put the throttle up a little bit. I'm just trying to keep it on that yellow 150 there. So I'm sort of dancing it on the throttle whilst trying to keep the climb rate up a little bit. I'm trying to be proper professional about it. Ooh, I thought I was going to give you a nice view of... There you go. Oh, that's harder. Yes. Easier said than done. Okay, here we go. So we're at 150. We're at 2,000. I'm going to drop that. I feel like I'm just about to hit the water, but I'm at 2,000, it says. Alright, this is it then. Round we come. Bets on, ladies and gentlemen, bets on. I'm betting against myself, by the way, if anybody's interested. Okay. Come on. I'm going to get a much better line this time. Alright, this is it. It's so going to happen. positive mental attitude. Okay, we're right in that yellow. So gonna happen. So gonna happen. Remind me to put the brakes on, right, when we hit that deck. Alright, here we go. Just left rudder. Speed's good. It's all good. Come on. Ah, the wind's blowing me off. Come on. Come on. Oh, right. Honest to bollocks, what was wrong with that? That was literally perfect.